Hello, divine friends, and happy Saturday. So, you guys know what that means. It is Anubis Day, and we are getting into part 3 of our reading Anubis Ancient Egypt's Lord of Death and Protection by Charlie Larson. And again, you guys, I love, 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 love this book. Now, we are looking at who is Anubis, and we are in the section of worship and influence today. So, let's go ahead and dive in, you guys. Worship and influence. In the thousands of years that have passed since the period we now call ancient Egypt, Anubis has played multiple roles and was perceived from various angles. As great guardian, his fierce likeness was placed in the tombs to protect those laid to rest by punishing any who disrespected or desecrated the space. His statues were placed facing outward at the entrances of tombs to guard the bodies of the deceased from any who dare entered. His image and his name were carved onto the western walls of tombs, a direction associated with death in ancient Egypt, facing the mummified bodies to protect them. Anubis was usually revered as a protective, caring deity, but this was not always the case. Over time, particularly during the later era when Greeks and Romans invaded and conquered Egypt, he became feared and his name was invoked to spark terror in the hearts of enemies. Curses invoked Curses invoked the wrath of Anubis against anyone who dared enter a tomb with malignant intent. In fact, two of his epithets, dog who swallows millions and one who eats his father, refer to the jackals and wild dogs of the desert who were known to dig up shallow graves and consume the remains of the dead buried there. Apart from being a protector of the dead, Anubis had other important roles related to death as well. He was invoked during the embalming process and was said to have invented the art of embalming and mummification in order to revive the dead god Osiris. Priests called on him during the embalming and mummification processes. He was a guide in the afterlife, leading the deceased to their final destination, and presided over the weighing of heart ceremony to determine a soul's worthiness to enter the afterlife. In 305 BCE, the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt was founded by Ptolemy, a companion of Alexander the Great. As the Greeks settled in Egypt, they developed their own Hellenistic interpretations of Anubis, blending them with their own god Hermes. Both deities served as psychopomps, spiritual escorts to the dead, to the realm of the dead. This blended deity was known as Hermanubis. Although in chapter 9 we'll examine how this may be a misinterpretation of a blended Horus and Anubis. Because of the blending, people eventually began to view Anubis as a cult symbol, invoking him in magic and spell work along with other deities like Hecate. Later, during the Roman occupation of Egypt, Anubis developed a bit of a darker cult following, with necromancers invoking him as keeper of keys to the underworld. In this role, he brought forth the spirits of the deceased from the land of the dead so that they could be questioned. Thus, he became associated with curses and hexes. With the advent of Christianity, these necromantic cult practices were shunned as evil. Today, Anubis is often portrayed cinematically as a powerful god who leads an army of demons who curse those who cross him. All right, you guys. And next week, we will get into the section that is called the dog headed god. Now, if you guys want to leave comments to talk about Anubis in the comment section, then I am more than happy to talk about Anubis. And I love you guys. I'll see you next week for more information on him and to squash out those misconceptions. I love you guys.